I'll be back. Good luck to you, Doctor.
DA Sports coverage of the NFL has us on the west coast of the Sunshine State. Downtown Tampa's the spot, Raymond James Stadium. It's all about divisional matchups on this final day of the regular season, and we've got a compelling one in store here, as it'll be the Carolina Panthers taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Certainly happy to have you along. Chase McLaughlin has it on the tee, and off we go here in Tampa. And that one not returnable, not by a long stretch, over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Hubbard. And taken down just shy of the 40. These two teams, they met in Charlotte earlier in the year with the Panthers coming out on top. So if they can win here in Tampa, they'd be able to claim the season sweep. From the 39-yard line, here comes 2nd down at 6.
Here we go. Black 40.
Young. Will get this complete to the rookie first-round pick. Touchdown, Carolina. A great effort there. Hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Panthers are on the board first here on the road in Tampa. For quarterbacks, there are a number of ways to measure a good statistical season. This is one of them. That last touchdown pass, his 30th on the year. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0.
Buccaneers, nothing.
Following the touchdown, this is Fitzgerald now to send this one away. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And he's able to get this all the way to the 40 before going out of bounds.
Well, you gave up the first touchdown of the game, but how about the response? Big-time return. Now it's their chance to try and put points on the board.
Now Mayfield and the Bucks come up on 1st and 10 at the 40. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
Nice little nifty play for him there. That's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backside of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got my oh, he just snuck out there, and he just got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to to do that there. Nice pickup on first down. So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that's going to bring up second down.
42-yard line.
Alert, alert! Alert, alert! Real.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Wide open receiver complete. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. A great play there. 41 yards. And the Bucs are able to strike back quickly with an opening touchdown of their own. Well, go ahead and strap in, partner. Less than 2 minutes in, had the score on the one side. A quick answer, though, to get the equalizer.
Sometimes you get that sense of urgency that ratchets up, right? When you give up an early touchdown like that, you just know you're like, okay, how do we go back and equalize things? Can we get it done fast? And they absolutely did. Essentially, we're back to even, aren't we?
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. A solid return. Pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32.
Panthers take over first and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. As we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21.
10 flat. Right. Look.
To throw, Young. Under pressure, and they got to him again. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up third. Back-to-back sacks have this place in a frenzy as they line up again, 3rd and long now.
Ready. Black, 95. Ready.
Here's Young. Well, a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
And this is what you wanted to see from the defense. Give up an opening drive touchdown, that's fine. But how about them going back out there, recommitting themselves to the task at hand, and forcing a 3-and-out and giving the ball back to their offense.
Here's the punter, Martin, out to kick it away. Taking it about the 36. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better can step up and assert its will over the other.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. You look at this Carolina defense. And they're a tough unit to throw against. Currently 4th toughest in the NFL.
And when you see a ranking like number 4 in the league against the pass, that's a testament to both their defensive coordinator and the general manager that crafted this unit, and now they're out executing.
Kings! Stop!
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. That went into the hands of Shepard downfield. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right. Trying to evade people on the run, had to get on his horse, still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 as they're down to the 29-yard line.
Run.
Now Mayfield. Oh, he's got a bunker. That's complete. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Bunker, 29 yards. And the Bucks have taken the lead. McLaughlin for the extra point. It's up and good, and it's 14-7 now here in the first quarter. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. Taken at the goal line. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further.
The Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football. Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line.
Take over 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Real. 20! Run.
Following the interception, Mayfield. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
They started this drive backed up against the wall by the turnover, but I love their fight. Planted their feet and forced the incompletion on first down.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
180! Run.
Mayfield going to switch things up here. He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. A throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long.
Hey, alert! 180! Up!
Mayfield looks to throw. And he hauls it in for the Buccaneer touchdown. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown of the game, giving him 12 on the season. And the Buccaneers go up by 2 touchdowns. Boy, still in the first quarter, and look out. I mean, they are on pace for over 80 points in this game. I don't know that they'll get there, CD, but this has been impressive to watch so far.
That certainly would be history in the making, wouldn't it, partner? I'm glad we're here to actually watch and see if it actually happens, although, like you, I have my doubts, but they're firmly in control of this game.
Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, caught at the 21.
Panthers take over first and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out, they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down.
What an intelligent play as he found open grass and uncovered quickly. A nice clutch play to move the chains. The defense, they've got to do a much better job of accounting for these shorter routes.
Here we go.
Young now. And down he goes. A Buccaneer sack. Kyle Van Noy. Now 2 sacks for him already here in this first quarter of play.
They were in the top 5 in sacks in the league coming into this one. That's their 3rd one in this game. Obviously, pass rush has been a strength of this team all year long.
And apparently they're not satisfied with top 5. They want to climb that ladder.
Yeah, I think it goes back to their offseason. They decided to make it a priority, and it's working out.
Panther football to start quarter number 2, as they've got it facing a 2nd and long situation.
Ball red. Let's go. 50, green. Set.
Young. To the sideline, and that is a heck of a catch as he was able to get both feet in. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on 1st down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at 3rd down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
Young to throw it. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
On 4th down, here's Sam Martin on to kick it away. It's a 47-yard punt, return of 6. And the Bucs are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. And they've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So, to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
Now a first carry for their fullback. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 13-yard line.
Baker changing to play at the line. Here's Mayfield. And he slings one that's incomplete.
Nowadays, quarterbacks don't mind throwing into coverage because of the confidence they have in their receivers to come down with the ball. But sometimes you have to be careful you don't get too confident and throw an interception.
An incomplete pass on second down. That muddles things a little bit here. This is 3rd and 10.
Hey, alert, 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 alert. Stop.
Throwing, Mayfield. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. A pickup of 27, and they pick up the first down in the process. Baker going to give it to Irving. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at second down.
Well, that's the thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
Ball placed at the 45 for 2nd and 5. Mayfield to throw it. Throw left side complete. That's Shepard. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line. But once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard.
180.
Now the Bucks going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Fourth down, so on is the punter, Riley Dixon. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. Could not have thrown that out there any better. When the ball hit the ground, I thought it might go into the end zone the way it was angling, but perfectly jutting out at the 1.
You think maybe what we saw in practice came into play there? You know, he put those big cans down on the sideline and then angled for them and shot for them. Looks like it worked out pretty well for him, too.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And following that punt, which turned out as well as it possibly could have, this offense has 99 yards to go to the other end zone.
And the defense is frothing at the mouth with a chance to get points themselves. If they tackle a runner in the end zone, safety. And if there's a holding call in the end zone, that's also safety as well. So either way you decide to go on offense, you've got to be careful.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left.
Let's go now.
Looking to throw, Young. He's up to the 20. As he'll take it all the way up to the 20-yard line. Give him 10 there, good enough for a Panther first down.
And this pass rush has really been bringing the heat and has already gotten home a few times here in the first half. So how about the play call there? Sometimes if you can't protect, you've got to pull them. Screen passes like that can take a little steam out of what's been a relentless rush so far.
And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. Big A. Robinson has made a career of this. Another tackle for loss. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. 2nd and 14.
Right. Here we go. 45. Right. Hey, green. Ready.
Now here's Young. Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Well, this defense is going to have to finish the job. There's still a second half that they have to play. But so far, an absolute total effort. They've disrupted the passing game, stressed the pocket for the quarterback. They forced him into errant throws. Everything they're doing has been executed well.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Red, 38.
Young working out of the gun. Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. And it's a pick 6. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD. That bumps us up to a 3-possession game here, and only in the 2nd quarter, Charles. They're trying to put this game out of reach before we even hit the locker rooms for intermission.
What's even tougher is making up 3 possessions against a defense that can make impact plays like this. They don't have this game wrapped up quite yet, but 2 picks already, 1 to the house. I think it's fair to say they're headed in the right direction.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And he returns this to the 22. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, yeah, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
And they'll run on 1st down with Hubbard. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Here's Young from the shotgun. He's got his tight end. It's Tommy Tremble. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. A gain there of 21 yards.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Ready. Fight, 6, grip.
They'll run out of the gun. It's Hubbard. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the 1st half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Let's go now. Yep, green. Ready.
Now Young. And that's going to be incomplete.
Well, this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting at once, you get 1st half scores just like this one.
They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here. 3rd and 10.
Red, 45, right.
Young will set to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
Now the punter, Sam Martin, called on to kick it away here. He's been a busy man here in this 1st half as he gets it away. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the offense will come back out deep in their own territory. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Now a 2nd and 6. Now Baker going to change it up. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. It'll be a gain of 4 here, and it will take us to the end of the first half of play. With a lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line of the end zone, so this ball will come out to the 30 now. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession.
Real. Regular. 180. Hey, alert.
They go play action. Mayfield. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. Pressure comes and down goes Baker Mayfield. 2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack.
Brings up 2nd and 14. At the 31 yard line.
Now they'll change things around before the snap. Mayfield. Under pressure, they got him again. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down.
Now that's the way to start the second half. Back-to-back sacks. Whatever the halftime speech was, I hope they recorded it.
Now 3rd down and very long.
Kings.
To throw, Mayfield. And he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a first down. They say he was out of bounds, so a big call there that brings up 4th. Here's Riley Dixon now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. So a good punt, but a solid 12-yard return. And it will be the Panthers' ball, 1st and 10.
At their own 34-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive.
Let's go.
Now Young. Short throw hauled in by Trimble. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Here we go, set. Red, 38, set.
Young. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
Here's Sam Martin now, as he'll punt it away for the fourth time today. That'll wind up being a 50-yard punt, though they do get 10 back on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3-and-out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going. They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
20. Regular. Watch out.
Mayfield down. And he's taken down. Back in his own 7. Tershawn Wharton gets him for a loss of 8. What great push up front. They need 18 yards here on third down.
433. 180. Hey, alert. Watch one.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Oh, a first mistake for him in the ball game as it's intercepted. Greedy Williams picks it off. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the third quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception,
Here we go.
they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Set, punt. 10 flat.
Off the play fake, Young. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down.
There's a reason inside linebackers are often captains of a defense. They call the signals. They have the opportunity to affect the game in coverage, against the run, and, of course, on blitzes. Living in the best of both worlds here. Already has an interception. Now he gets to record a sack, too.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
33, yellow. Ready.
From the shotgun, it's Young. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. This will be from 56 yards out. And that is no good. And this will stay a 3-touchdown game.
And anytime you see a kicker trot out to try and work for 56 yards, you know everything's got to come off perfectly for it to have a chance. If the laces aren't quite right, If he doesn't hit the fat part of the ball just right, it's unlikely to go through. And that one winds up no good.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Second down and 3. They run out of the gun with Irvin. They'll get only a couple down to 34.
The way things have gone in this one, the running game's been something of an afterthought, and that's not been too bad for them, has it?
Yeah, the offensive returns have been good, but I guess we figured he in the ground game would be a bit more involved. Here comes third and the length of the football. They'll try and run here with Irvin. And shedding the tackle, and now some room. Touchdown, Tampa Bay! Bucky Irvin, his 11th rushing touchdown all the year. As his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. McLaughlin now to add the PAT. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead.
Panthers 7. Chase McLaughlin to kick off for the Buccaneers.
Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And bulldozing his way through. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And the last time that they were on the field, a little demoralizing. Missed field goal. You don't always feel like you want to get it in the end zone, but then, oh, well, at least we're going to get 3. Didn't go through the goalpost.
It does test the mental processes of the team, though, doesn't it? Because when you miss a field goal, it's amazing how fast they want to turn on the guy kicking the ball. But you need to keep his confidence up, because how many times have we seen games where it comes down to the stretch? And guess what? You need that guy to make the big kick for your team to move on or to win a game. Make sure you keep him happy. Make sure you keep him comfortable.
I'm sure you always treated the kicker nicely, though, right?
You know, truthfully, I did.
Good.
I always did, because those guys, they won us a whole lot of games.
Well, that ground game just continues to struggle to really get any momentum in this ball game, Charles. And you're at the point here, third quarter, down 4 scores, probably going to have to put it in the air.
Oh, no question about it. So that's your only chance, your only opportunity. But think of the pressure you just put on your offensive line, because if you're a pass rusher, you're not even thinking about them running the football. All you're doing is getting into that sprinter stance and going after the quarterback.
Back now in Tampa. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4.
Ready.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Young. He'll dump this one off to Hubbard. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that'll bring up 2nd down. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Now 2nd and 5.
Ready. Ready.
To throw, Young. Checks this down to Hubbard. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense, because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
The Panthers on third down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1.
Black shot.
They'll throw again. Young. Young is intercepted for the 3rd time this game. And the Buccaneers are going to have great field position here as this is returned just shy of midfield. Another solid game-changing play for this defense with the interception. At this point, though, I don't know that it's game-changing. I mean, they've got this one in firm control.
And you always hear about, you know, those stories about someone left their game plan behind and maybe you benefit from it. I'm not going to say that that happened, but they certainly have appeared on defense to be a step ahead this entire game. Guys are always in the right spot in order to make a play.
The offense has had its moments, too.
Regular.
On the run is Connor. And he'll get across midfield and into Carolina territory. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
A good solid game there on 1st down, but the defense has to be happy they didn't let it pop for anything bigger.
They'll come up 2nd and 7.
Kings.
Running the toss to Irving. And he stopped immediately there. Here now a 3rd down and 8. Mayfield going to switch things up here. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He'll try and do this himself. And he's going to have the 1st down at about the 38. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs. With nowhere to throw it, decided to scramble, and a nice job, CD. Got the yardage that he needed.
Yeah, and his teammates are certainly going to appreciate that effort, even if his coaches don't, because they would have wanted him to slide and protect himself. But he chose team gain over personal protection.
On 1st and 10, here's Irving. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there. 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
20.
Once again, it's Irving. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. And that touchdown's going to put him in double digits now for the year. It's his 10th rushing touchdown of the campaign. McLaughlin for the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead.
42, Panthers 7. Chase McLaughlin to kick off for the Buccaneers.
Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, The second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Down. Ready.
Throwing. Young. To the right side. Hauled in by McMillan. And they will get him down, but not before he gets very good yardage there, as that will lead us right into the 2-minute warning.
Set, hut. Red, 38. Ultra. Go ultra. Ready?
Young to throw it. And his throw here is incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Ready.
Young's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10.
Let's go now. Edo book 33. Yellow. Set.
Back to throw again. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10.
10 black. Set, hut.
Again, it's Young. That is caught. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
Quick throw complete. Only a yard in the completion. It's 2nd and goal.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
Here we go. Set. Hut, hut.
And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. This Tampa Bay defense, they held strong on the first 2 plays. Now 3rd and goal. Hubbard is in. Touchdown, Carolina. So the 2nd down run didn't work. They run it again on 3rd down and get in. I wasn't sure if they might pass it, Charles. We know that they like to mix it up down here around the goal line.
Yeah, almost felt like the offensive line said, forget mixing it up. Let's call our favorite running play over our best blockers, and let's get this one in.
The extra point splits the uprights, and that'll cut the lead down a bit to 28.
Panthers 14. Ryan Fitzgerald to kick off for Carolina.
Following the touchdown, this is Fitzgerald now to send this one away. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line.
Their own 23-yard line.
The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. Well, they don't need to score here, that's for sure. They could just kneel it. They've got the huge lead late 4th quarter, but we'll see how they're feeling, Charles.
Yeah, we all know people out there who like to use every second of the clock, no matter what the score. And we know they don't need the points. They've scored in abundance already. Let's find out how they want to finish this ball game.
ball at the 26, 2nd and 7.
180.
So instead of running, Mayfield's going to throw it here. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. Now they get a fourth quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go.
Down.
What do you do here down like this in this situation? Do you maybe just pick something out of the playbook you haven't called in a while, or you call it a day?
You can do that, or you pick something that's a...
And that's caught inside the 35. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. On play action, Young. Looking left side, and it's complete. Well, the Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
Here we ready.
Young. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal.
45. White. Smash. Red. Ready.
Now here's Young. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And whistles, and they take their final timeout with 7 seconds left.
And that's when it's fun to play defense. When you're able to diagnose a play right from the beginning, get all your guys to the football, and spill the play, that's when you have a lot of fun playing on that side of the ball.
3rd and goal, trying to make that scoreboard at least a little more respectable.
Red. Yellow. Cut.
Young to throw it. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
Yeah, once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete.
Blue. Go. Black. 95. Set.
One last shot for Young. And that will be incomplete, as time has run out on this football game. So time has run out on what will be a Tampa Bay victory. And it was a game where they were off and running in the first quarter, Charles, and never looked back.
You know, partner, after a while, we always say the same thing, don't we? They set the tone early, right? They started fast. So I asked a few of my horse racing friends, do you have a term for me that we can use to cover that? And they said, yeah. When a horse breaks out like that, you say he caught a flyer out of the gate. And that's exactly what this team did today. I mean, they jumped out there, jumped on them, and were never headed.